I first came to TRACE in, I believe it was October of 21, after I was shot in the line of duty, shot 4 times. I had a humerus on my left side that was shattered. I had a second round that went through my forearm. The radial nerve and the median nerve were both severed. So 2 of the major nerve groups, 2 of the 3 major nerve groups in my left arm were severed, requiring nerve grafts and reconstructive surgery, basically the arm from here down. There was pretty significant surgical intervention to put my arm back together. I was contacted by a friend of mine who was also involved in a shooting on a later date, and he suggested that I come in and see Laura. Told me that he believed that Laura could do things that would help my recovery process, basically get my body to work with itself to, aid in regeneration of muscle groups, aid in regeneration of the nerve groups that they had already grafted. I was pretty skeptical, but once you get desperate, you kind of just get to the point you're like, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. That's how I ended up here. I've basically been coming here ever since. I was shot July 5th of 21, came here, believe in October, end of September, early October of 21. It was pretty rigorous the first few months I was here. I think I was here 3 times a week, something like that, and it was over several months that I was coming in 3 times a week. But the progress, it was phenomenal. I came in, one of the biggest issues I had up front was a locked shoulder. My range of motion was pretty much limited to this. It's not real functional range. You can't do much with that. First session, I was going through PT, traditional PT. We were working on breaking up or getting some function back of that frozen shoulder, that locked shoulder. Went to multiple sessions, and it was there were gains, but they were very small gains. I came in here, told Laura what was going on with the shoulder, told her it was a locked shoulder. She looked at the range of motion. After 1 session, I don't want to say all of my range of motion back, but after 1 session, I had far more range of motion back than I had with traditional PT. I don't believe that progress in recovery is a sliding scale. My experience has always been that recovery is tiered. It's more like a staircase where you'll run along, you'll make little itty bitty teeny tiny progress to the point you can't see it. And then one day you'll have this significant jump forward. It's like your brain is figuring out, okay, this is what I need to do now. So you get that, and then you'll kind of plateau, you'll sit kind of stagnant for a while, and then you'll get another big change. So for me, recovery seems more tiered, almost like a staircase. When I started getting feeling back in my hand, that shocked the snot out of me. The median nerve, I think the technical term is transected, but the median nerve was severed. It had a big old neuroma on it, which looks like a giant pea on a spaghetti noodle. They went in and they grafted that, but that nerve, when they grafted it, it took all the feeling out of the palm of my hand with the exception of these 2 fingers. Once I started getting that feeling and that sensation back in the thumb, the pointer finger and the middle finger, that was really the aha moment, because that was never expected to happen. Even the surgeons, I think, were surprised that started to happen. I think anytime you recover, especially when you go from a position of no function to useful function back, I think there's always an emotional aspect to that. There's an emotional aspect, there's physical, mental, there's all kinds of different aspects to it. If you have a significant injury and a body part that worked 24 hours ago no longer works, there's stress, there's anxiety, there's insecurity, uncertainty that goes with that. And when you're going through a recovery process and it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere, you get to a point you just kind of get burnout, you get tired, you just kind of say, to hell with this isn't working. When you find something that works and you start getting the recovery, I think, it motivates you to continue the recovery process. The other officer that recommended that I come here, we were all kind of in this little bubble of time where we were all shot. I got shot in July. I think they were shot early September. And ever since then, we have our own little, I don't want to call it a group, and I don't want to call it an organization, because I think there's some tax ramifications and disclosure rules to those types of things. but we'll call it a social club. And we go out and we talk to other officers who have been shot, significantly injured. We're not talking, little bobos. We're talking, life-changing injuries. And we recommend that everybody comes here in addition to their therapy. We recommend that they don't forego traditional therapy, but they supplement it with this. Sometimes the reason it's called supplemental is because it works great in conjunction. You're supplementing, certain gaps with what you get here. If you pair the two up, your results are going to be far greater than if you do one or the other.